You're a survivor, and survivors need names. How about Marcellus?
This whole thing with Marcel.
Marcellus?
It comes from Mars, the god of war.
Rebecca told me that you two once loved each other like family.
And it means little warrior.
What happened?
Klaus?
Marcel.
He wasn't worth a damn to me anyway.
You know, my father hated me too.
Klaus saw himself in the boy.
From the moment I met you, I saw myself in you.
He remembered how our father used to beat him.
Perhaps there is hope for our brother after all.
Was there a little boy who used to live here?
And you were foolish enough to believe that Elijah could convince Klaus to go against Marcel when everyone knows that they have a history.
Klaus Mikaelson. My mentor, my savior, my sire.
Marcel is not just some guy that Klaus turned into a vampire.
I could have left you nameless and alone, but I didn't. I took you, and I made you all that you are. I made Marcel everything that he is. I made him in my image, and he has bettered me.
Everything Marcel knows about being a vampire, he learned from Klaus.
300 years ago, you helped build a backwater penal colony in the sun. You started it, but then you left.
We must run.
Actually, you ran from it.
Yet when I returned, I found not only had he survived, he had thrived. I want what he has. I want it all back. I want it back.
I'm the king!
I want to be king. And if I have to push him out to get it, then that's exactly what I'll do.
Marcel trusts him, looks up to him, and he won't see the betrayal coming.
It was all part of Klaus's plan.
What the hell did you do?
He was sussing the guy out, learning his weaknesses, his strengths, getting him to let his guard down.
He made a choice, and in my absence, Marcel has got everything I ever wanted. To take everything my family had built and make it his own.
And what's mine is yours, as always. What's mine is yours, but it is mine. You two got a lot of nerve. My home, coming into my home. My family, my rules. My rules.
And if someone breaks those rules,
They die. You taught me to protect what's mine. You taught me everything that I know. Whoever picks up this coin,
although I do wonder,
gets to live forever.
gets to live. How exactly would you handle me? There's always a plan B.
And what's plan B?
But then he goes in for the kill.
War. Not bad. I'm nearly good enough.
Come and finish this!
No! You won't stop until everyone is dead, and he will kill you too. Take the coin.
You're gonna have to kill us all.
Pick up the coin.
Okay.
What is there left to do?
I think I'll start with you.
To put you out of your misery.
You have the keys to my kingdom. It's yours. Enjoy your kingdom.
Marcellus. Marcellus. How well your name fits you. Little warrior. Who has the power now? Friend.
And what about the one that you loved enough to call friend?
To my loving sister and my right-hand man and best friend, I have Marcel. He's my friend. Marcel.
Why did you forbid me to love Marcel?
Do not mention his name. You remember him, don't you?
So this is your great betrayal. My sister and Marcel, they've been sneaking around behind my back for the better part of 2 centuries.
She is my family.
You said I was family.
Yes, against all your warnings.
Did I not warn you?
Marcel, you once drove the Mikaelsons out of this city by summoning the one person they fear most.
Something that you're not gonna like.
Turns out they'd already betrayed me.
Who are you? Must be 100 years since that nasty business with your papa.
You're a smart man. I think you know.
And brought to town the one thing I'd been running from for centuries.
All his life, there's only ever been one man he has truly feared.
My father.
To call me the one they call the Destroyer.
The Destroyer? The vampire who hunts vampires.
Michael was the monster monsters were afraid of.
Marcel used her to oust this family and to take my city!
In this city, you can have it.
Oh yes! That's right, he was here, stealing what I built.
You chafe under the control of my son Mikaelson and would do just about anything to get rid of him. Even call the one man on this earth who hates him more than you do.
You mean to tell me that you would tear down everything my family built? Everything you helped us build?
I thought we'd found a home here.
Risk your own life?
But now I see. You did it for love.
I would.
God wasn't powerful because he was right. He was right because he was powerful.
You summoned Michael.
The way I recall it, he ran you out of town.
And so I ran, like the dog my father believed me to be. Turn Rebecca against me, trying to bury me in your garden. And yet you always fail. And yet how fortunate you managed to survive. I tried to save myself.
And I want you to do that one more time.
You went behind my back, and you betrayed me.
But you still have to be the king, don't you?
I'm not a monster, Klaus. I knew you were a monster from the moment I met you. I'm not you. Now, I may not have known you were a vampire, but I knew you.
Only this time, you be the thing that they fear.
Give him time. Time will bring Davina back.
She is dead!
The one chance to save her was ruined by us.
Do you hear me?
Marcel's anger is justified.
You were my mentor, my savior, my side. I am done being your friend. From this day forward, I am nothing less than your worst.
Best I reach out to him before that anger hardens into something worse. I could have talked him down. You could have won. I only meant to keep you from crossing a line you would most certainly regret.
No, you meant to keep your precious upper hand.
Yes, we quarrel. But that is what family does.
Oh, okay. I mean, our family, right?
And now you can live the rest of your lives knowing that
Your wretched existence continues only by my will.
I guess you made everyone here. Made us all in your image. Angry, paranoid, mercy is for the weak. You taught me that too. Mercellus.
They were my family too.
It's because I am showing you mercy.
No! And Elijah tore my heart out and threw me off a bridge. And his brother just stood by and watched. He was one of us!
So I'm family. No, I don't see it.
Yes, he was our friend. Yes, he was our family. The moment Davina Claire was lost, he became our foe, and a formidable one at that.
Never wanted to be better than you. Not until you started trying to hold me down.
How dare I deny my daughter the heartwarming tale of the boy I loved as a son?
That is now the man you hate enough to keep locked in your basement.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not men, are we, Marcellus? We're monsters.
Marcel swept her away before she could even understand what was going on. He told her to close her eyes and sing.
You told her to close her eyes and to sing. I used to say that when you were young.
Yeah, well, she's a better listener than I was.
If I didn't agree to usurp your power, the witches swore to kill my unborn child. At first, the promise of an offspring meant little to me, and I recalled my father, how he held me in contempt from the moment I was born. They told me he is your father. In my experience, fathers cause pain, as yours did with you. Whether by their presence or their absence, there's a certain type of ruin that only a father can leave behind.
The sins of the father are paid for by the son.
You, who knows better than anyone the specific agony of a father's hatred.
Klaus,
I spent decades trying to make up for what your father did.
you've always said we choose our family.
The truth is, Marcellus, family can be more than just those with whom we share blood. How did I fail? We can choose.
Hope needs her father, Marcel.
Yeah, I had Klaus as a father. It didn't turn out so well, did it?
I haven't done enough. I was never a good father to you. Well enough when it comes to you. No surprises, I never had much in the way of an example. I do not wish to be the father I had, nor do I wish to be the father Marcel has come to loathe. I never saw myself in the man who raised me. In fact, the first time I saw myself in another was the day I met you, throwing apples at the oppressor, whipped you raw.
And I grew so angry. I hit him again and again. And I cut him.
I, of all people, know whether the parent raising you loves you or loathes you. They still form who you are.
As I recall, you are one of the few people Klaus Mikaelson ever gave a damn about.
I just saw what you did back there with all the bodies and the bloodshed, man. Left everybody to find.
Guess who I learned it from?
Reminded me of somebody else's handiwork.
You are so like me.
You do not know what you ask of me. Becoming like me.
I'm nothing like you.
You're wrong.
And I was hoping you would be different, man, and I'm starting now to think that you are just as dangerous as Klaus Mikaelson.
I would rob you of all that makes you good. I saw the empire you had created on your own without me. I saw it, and I wanted it. I failed you, Marcellus.
You didn't fail me. You're wrong, you know. I didn't do it on my own.
To my eternal shame.
You remain always in the shadow of your father.
For all your power, you remain in my thrall. You still cannot escape the shadow I cast.
I stood in the shadow of my father my entire human life, and I never would have gotten out from under it if not for you.
If he took care of you when you were little, why do you hate him?
You raised me.
Your dad, he raised me.
You saved him, protected him. You raised him.
He made me who I am.
Niklas, you brought that child into this home. He's no longer safe here. I cannot allow him to remain.
You would punish the boy because of Cole's antics. I'd just as soon put him in a box.
You choose that little whelp of your own family.
That little whelp is our family. Marcellus is family.
If I was, I'd have to face the fact that I'm not good enough for your family, that I'm not good enough for Rebecca, that I'm not...
You are family. Marcellus stays. And as for my sister, her love for you was a threat.
You cannot kill him.
How could either of you love each other and still have room for me? You're right. You may think I know nothing of your grief, but you're wrong.
I believe that young Marcellus, with whom he can identify and even nurture, holds the key to our brother's troubled soul. In fact, I used to believe that you were the key to my brother's redemption.
In the days after I fled this city, I thought you were dead. We each mourned him in our own way. It was years before I could speak your name so keenly did I feel that loss.
You taught me that I can't afford to be weak. Not when my enemies are stronger.
You're the one who taught me that a man can't be defined by anyone but himself.
Just know that I'm gonna fight for my guys. I'm gonna fight for my city, and I will fight until I am dead.
If indeed we are to preserve the precious bond between Klaus and that child.
I would expect nothing less. But remember, Marcel, this is your home. I am your family. But make no mistake, your place is at home with your family.
You once told me that family,
they are people who fight for you, who you fight for.
Are the people who you fight for, and those willing to fight for you.
5 years ago, I was forced to make a decision. Take your life or lose everything.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Niklas was faced with a similar decision today.
The Hollow wants us dead, and it will tear through anyone to get what it wants. It doesn't matter who.
And here you are.
And I won't let it take you.
You have only been spared purely because you are my brother's greatest weakness.
No. You ask if I hate him. No.
And you may hate me, but your hatred only marks you as my kin.
It's hard to hate the person who made you what you are. You just...
It's good to see you, Marcellus.
End up hating yourself.
I can rule them, but I cannot win them. Not without you. The only chance we have to survive is if we work together. So rule with me. You see, I raised you in my image, side by side, as equals. Can I count on you? And yet, when you thrived, I allowed my worst fears to take root.
Always.
Instead of feeling pride at the man you've become, I began to feel a sense of unease, of distrust. And I feared you would become my better. I should have known you'd grow up to be a better man than I. When I brought you here to scatter your father's remains, you did something I never could. You released your hate to the wind.
What am I to you, Klaus?
So what am I to you, Klaus?
And it was that day I saw your full potential. And I knew you to be my son. Marcel was a son to me.
He's always regarded you as something of a son.
The truth is, I would like to hate your dad. I really would. It would make things a lot easier. But, you can't hate someone who you loved for so long.
Klaus loved him like a son.
Treated him like a son. And you, Marcel, will always be my family.